Hey everyone, this is Ryan Mitchell from thetinylife.com. Wanted to do a quick video here. I'm here at my tiny house that I just moved into not too long ago, and it's pretty much done. There's certainly some things that I need to finish, but it seems like one of those things that's just always going to be kind of a work in progress. And I'm happy with where it's at, and it's a functional space right now. So I moved into it a little bit ago, and now I'm living in it. So today I wanted to do a video just kind of talking about what the next steps are. For a lot of us, we're thinking about, how do I build a tiny house? How can I get to that step where I'm starting to build? Or, what do I need to do to build a tiny house? All these things. And not a lot's being talked about afterwards. What is the life of a tiny houser once they've moved into a tiny house? And I'm excited to explore some of that with you all on the blog, because my blog is called thetinylife.com. It's not called Tiny House Life. I did that very intentionally from the beginning. It's because tiny living isn't just about tiny houses. It certainly is a big part of it, but tiny living, or the tiny life, is about life simplification, about doing what makes you happy, about pursuing your passions, your goals, your dreams, and having a space that facilitates all that. And that's what a tiny house is, especially for me. So I got to this point where I'm in my tiny house, I'm living here, and I said, okay, now what? It's kind of a crazy question. We often do this mental exercise, and you hear it time and time again, if you could do anything, what would you do? And the crazy thing about it is, what is a thought exercise for most people is now my life. I literally have gotten to the point where I could say, what do I want to do? What's inspiring to me? And I can go do it because the tiny house facilitates that. So one of the first things that came to mind is something that has been on my bucket list for a long, long time, and that's traveling abroad. I've done a lot of traveling, but it's been as a tourist. I've been to, I think it's 18 countries now, and I want to kind of explore the world in a different way, kind of living in a place. So that was one of my big goals of tiny living. So in a couple days, I'm hopping on a plane to Croatia for 2.5 months. And the nice thing about all this is the tiny house kind of facilitates that, because I have a place I can always come back to. It has very minimal cost in terms of what it takes to just keep it up and running and things like that, but it's always there for me. My home is always there, and I always have a place to call home, even though it doesn't cost me, next to nothing. So it's kind of an interesting position to be in, and I'm really excited to kind of share this journey. I'm always going to be talking about tiny houses, and I'm excited to, when I get back, kind of share a little bit more about what the daily life is like in a tiny house. But I also want to share, some of the things that tiny houses enable you to do, which is traveling and other things like that. So on my YouTube channel, which you can find at thetinylife.com, up in the top right corner, you'll find a YouTube button. You can click there, and I'm going to put some videos on that channel there, and it's going to be in a playlist called Adventures. And basically, the adventures are things that I've done after I've moved into my tiny house, and things that would never have been possible without a tiny house. And so for some people, they'll be interested in that. That's awesome. You can check it out there. For others, not your cup of tea. You can watch the other videos, watch our posts and things like that. I'll still be posting throughout my journeys and my adventures. And then, of course, when I come back, I'll still be posting continuously about my life in the tiny house and what that means and looks like. So I just wanted to share this kind of next step for me and the tiny life, and my life, and the blog, and for all of you guys reading it out there and watching the videos. I want to thank you guys for just coming along with us on the journey. It's been a crazy journey in a good way, and I could have never imagined that we've had so many folks coming out and being interested in learning what I do and what others do with tiny houses. And so I hope you'll join us and check us out on the YouTube channel, and of course at thetinylife.com. This has been Ryan. Until next time, thanks.